What is up, my YouTube friends? Welcome to another episode of Questions from the Truck, number 27. This time I'm in the truck. Dale behind me too. Yeah, I'm in the truck. This weekend, nothing going on. Just gonna stay local. So how this show works is on Wednesday, my reminder video I put out. You guys put your questions, model railroad related, excuse me, transit related, and woodworking related. In that video, and on Sunday, today, I get you answers from either you, the viewer, myself, or both of us. Or somebody will give you an answer. I already have a couple questions this week. My one I'm going to go to and answer in the shop, and it's a woodworking question. And Delaware rail fan, he has a question for me and you. He wants to know, why do some people come up to him when he's rail fanning and ask him what he's doing? I don't know, man. Maybe they think you're having a party. They want to join in. I don't know. People are inquisitive that way. They always want to know what somebody's doing. Don't know why, man. Think you're a terrorist or something. He wants to know, do you guys, when you guys go out rail fanning, do you wear railroad related shirts so people know that you're rail fanning? There's no questions. Got a Conrail shirt on, you must be rail fanning, right? Got a railroad shirt on, must be watching trains. Do you guys wear shirts when you're rail fanning or when you go to train shows? I do. Usually when I go to train shows, sometimes when I'm rail fanning, not much though. And his last question to me is, when am I going to catch some Amtrak and CSX at 58th Street? Amtrak I catch sometimes. I just don't feel like sitting there for 5 hours, 4 hours, and only catching a couple trains, because now Amtrak just doesn't run as much. I caught some trains last week and I videoed one, and it's like a 20-second video. So you need to catch a bunch of trains to get 2 minutes worth of video. And it's just I don't know. When it picks up, I'll probably go out more. And 58th Street, man, not a good place anymore. Just trashy. It's really bad with all this stuff going on. Not a good place for me to be, at least. So who knows? Probably not for a while. For 58th Street. Sorry, man. You have to watch some old videos. It's the same stuff, man. It's the same trains, okay? It's just same trains. You can watch them over and over and over like they're new ones. Look for new cars. Oh, man, that's the thing, It's like, I talked about passion in my last video. I am so bored with CSX right now. It's just it's like, I'm just bored with it. They're just same stuff, man. Same stuff. And I've lost my passion for CSX. But hey, we'll get there. And I have a question for you guys. I want to know DCC versus DC. Other than sound, why would you get DCC? Help me out. Help me understand this DCC stuff. Put them in the comments below. I appreciate it. Let's go to the shop and see what Rick wants to know. Talk about. See you there. Rick Bailey's question to me. As a woodworker, do I take into account the weather when I'm working on projects? So it's a complicated answer to that. Short answer is yes and no. Depends what I'm working on. Spraying, if I'm spraying finishes, yes. I don't, well, you can't always get perfect weather, especially in a small shop. It's climate controlled, but it's just not like a factory shop where it's perfect conditions all the time. So during the hot, humid weather, if I'm spraying finishes, I'll put extenders in my finishes that let the cure time and dry time go longer, because sometimes if you don't do that, you will get your finish is spraying and it's drying up here and it's falling on your surface dry, and then what will happen is your finish will be clouded. So finishing, you take steps to get around the weather, okay? Where weather is a big factor. Not so much for a professional shop, because when we mill projects, when we mill wood, okay? When I mill, this is rough lumber, okay? When I mill rough lumber, this is rough lumber. When I mill this, okay, most of the time I'm milling this and working with it. Where you run into problems as a DIYer or a hobbyist is you mill your lumber and let it sit, and it's going to move, okay? It's going to, if you plane it and get it perfectly flat and don't work on it for 2 weeks, a week, it may move on you. You have to take into account those things. In my shop, I mill lumber and I work it right away. It'll sit to see what it does for a day. It'll sit overnight. Like I'll mill this, right? Get it rough, right? That's a finished side, right? And that's a finished board, right? So I'll get it to somewhere where I want it in thickness and width, right? So let me just real quick, lumber, okay? Hardwood, softwood, wood. It expands and contracts tangentially along the grain. Not so much with the grain. It doesn't expand and contract in the length as much as it does in the width, okay? So what I'll do is I'll mill it, get it close, let it sit for the night, see what it does, and if it doesn't do anything, then I finish it off. If it does anything, then I have room to finish it off. Finishing it off means getting it into dimension that I need to work with. And what you'll find with most pro shops, professional shops, is they're working their lumber and finishing their lumber pretty fast. A homeowner, DIYer, hobbyist isn't. And where you get into trouble with lumber going wonky on you, you mill it and you think you're done and you let your project sit for a week or two and it's all warped and you can't really use the wood. Plywood. You really don't have to worry about plywood. Plywood is pretty stable. This is Baltic birch. You see all the plies in there. There's, I think, 13 plies. This is 3/4, right? It's this stuff as opposed to, say, exterior grade CDX plywood. Big difference, okay? This is going to lay flat most of the time, structurally sound. It's not going to do much moving on you. So, to answer your question, yes, you do need to take into account the weather when you're working with wood. Wood may be cut down and dead, but it's still living. It expands and contracts with the weather. You know it, you see it in your house. Hope that answers your question. Rick, thanks again. As always, I thank you guys and gals for contributing to the show. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for finding answers to these questions. Hey, I hope you guys can answer my question this week. And as always, I wish you a good coming week. Be blessed, be well. And yeah, I can't really take you guys in. I'm down here at SEPTA's 69th Street. I don't know if it's called Red Arrow now, or I don't know. This is Market Frankfurt behind me, subway cars. Over there, you see back there is Media Sharon Hill cars. That's the Media Sharon Hill shop over there. The brick building, not the blue building. It's a little dark here today. Doing some stuff here for Friends of Philadelphia Charlies. Can't take in, can't show you. Sorry, but I needed a place to say it!